And 3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, I'm back. It's John, your Indian Cine-MANIAC, with another 10ish minute review. The last show we did a viewer pick. It didn't make the wheel, but it did make the pick. We did Agent Sai Srinivasa Athaya, which I really did enjoy. So before I get to the next viewer pick, something came up in my Netflix queue, so I wanted to watch it. So I'm going to be doing a review on a current film that is on Netflix. So because of that, I certainly hope I'll earn your subscription, hit the notification button, and of course, hit the like button and share if you think others would enjoy this film. A couple of things I just wanted to say. Again, I appreciate everybody's input in offering up films. I'm sorry if it didn't make the main wheel. I'm going to make the best of it by doing these 10ish minute reviews. So I appreciate you guys participating. So the film that I've chosen to do this week is Khufiya, which was made in 2023. It's directed by Vishal Bhardwaj. And the reason why I wanted to watch this was because it includes one of my favorite actresses. No, not Kareena Kapoor, who you guys know I like, but Tabu. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right because phonetically it looks like taboo, but I think I could be wrong. So if you know the correct pronunciation and you can give it to me, please put it in the comment section. So that's why I wanted to watch this film. It stars Tabu, Ali Fazal, Wamiqa Gabbi, who was in 83, I saw, and Azmeri Haque Badhon. And this film is about betrayal, betraying your country, terrorism, and a Tabu is an agent with Raw. So I guess it kicks off that it was the result of the Kargil War that the counter espionage unit, CEU, was formed, and that's where Raw comes from. And then it starts off kind of interesting. They're describing a woman, and they describe her beautiful mole. And it was a weird scene because it kind of like a very kind of sexy close up on her mole. And if you're into moles, I think you probably really enjoyed that. So yeah, that took me a little off guard. So then there's a scene where this young lady, her name was Hina, I believe, who is Agent Octopus, we find out later on, is going after a big bad guy. And now this is 2023, so I don't know if I should give away. No, you know what? There's going to be spoilers. Okay, so just know that this review does include spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch the review because I'm going to spoil the crap out of it. So through the scene, you realize that she's trying to poison the guy with some perfume, and he gets a phone call right before he's going to use it or something. And that's when I was like, what just happened? Because he takes a fork and stabs her in the neck and kills her right there. And it was pretty, it was boom, boom, and it was over. So that kind of caught me by surprise. So then you find out who she is through flashbacks. Tabu recruited her. Actually, she kind of forced the recruitment, and she's going to go undercover to get this guy. So now they flash back. Now, the thing about this film that did surprise me was it had a lesbian relationship in it, which is fine, but it seemed like it happened really fast, and it really didn't. It really, it was almost a little unnecessary, I thought, because it's not like it developed throughout the entire film. They had a moment together, and then she was dead. Now they flash back a few times so they could show that it was building. And she, Tabu's married with a kid, so she has to come out, blah blah blah. But to the point of the storyline, I don't know why it was in there. And I think it's the first one I've seen in an Indian movie, so that was kind of different. So the bad guy, Ali Fazal, is you find out he's a traitor very early on. Now, I have to say about this film, I guess it was low budget, but it was kind of a silly movie. And the reason I say that was they realized this guy's the traitor, the mole, pretty quickly. But they still allow him to do bad stuff because they refer to him as the puppet, and they want the puppeteer. So, and the issue was they would stake this guy out, and they're like in vehicles, like, very close to him, motorcycles, very close to him. So it's pretty obvious what they were doing. So then they hide all these cameras and all this surveillance equipment in his house. And that's when you meet the wife, who you think she's part of it. But then as the surveillance goes on, she's dancing, having a good time. And in fact, at one point, she starts dancing and takes off all her clothes before they show anything. And you realize she's not part of it. The mother's part of it, who's a psycho. All right. A psycho. And I like the bad guy in this because he started off as kind of a nerd guy, and then he turns into something else. But the scene, like when they're surveilling the wife, she gets high, and then she starts dancing. And then again, they use the flashbacks to show the relationship between Tabu and Hina, who was her lover. But it just, I don't know, it just seemed like it was thrown in there for no real reason. I could be wrong, but it didn't really add much to it. And I guess it was supposed to make her death, Octopus's death, be more meaningful, but I don't even think Tabu, like, you didn't get the impression that she had feelings for her, like loved her. She just, I don't know. The other thing about this movie was this was the first movie that I heard so many F-bombs. Now, Ralph, Drew, and the gang, they all love that. But in these Indian movies, I found that a little surprising. And it was a lot. Everyone's throwing the F-bombs out. And then at one point, he discovers the day before he's going to get caught, he discovers a camera in his garage because a fluorescent light starts to flicker. Holy convenient timing, Batman. So, yeah, that was kind of stupid. And then you find out he's a traitor to India, and the puppeteer is actually the American CIA, who is trying to destroy the Taliban. So he's working in conjunction with the CIA, who are the bad guys in this film. So, he realizes he's getting it caught. The wife doesn't want to leave because they've got a kid, but the mother and him wants to take the kid. So they knock her out with a flashlight and then shoot her, but she doesn't die. But when she wakes up in the hospital, she's now got really short hair, and she's kind of trying to find her son. And they end up in America, South Dakota. My other complaint about this film, and someone mentioned this before in the comments, the Americans they use as actors in these films are not good. They're not good. Okay. And the one guy who was the head CIA guy at Langley had a ponytail. He looked lame. So that was kind of stupid too. And then they have, I'm jumping around a little bit, but there was one sex scene when she finds the kid and the husband in South Dakota with the mother. She pretends that she wants them back, but she's really working undercover for Tabu. And at one point there's a sex scene, and, typical in Indian, you see her and you see him behind her, and she's pretending to enjoy it. But you can tell on her face she's not enjoying it. That was kind of interesting because you really haven't seen much about that. I think the problem was there were too many big plot holes, and frankly, Tabu was supposed to be a good guy, and at one point she literally runs over an innocent person who happened to witness something. Just ran him over and said, "Let him die, let him die." I also found her now understand this. I love her as an actress. I really do. I think she's wonderful. She was pretty one-dimensional in this. She was like kind of somber the whole movie. Like there was no ups and downs, really. I didn't think it was her best. But the plot was all over the place. There were too many convenient things. So, it was okay. It's 2 hours and almost 30 minutes. So it did feel a little bit long at some points. There were some scenes that I liked that were kind of tense, like when they're trying to put the surveillance equipment in the house, and then the wife's going to come home. So they got to get out of there. I like that. In the end, when they're trying to get the guy to eat poison food, and the mother's really egging him on, I thought that was kind of funny. But overall, I don't know. I would probably give it maybe 2 Ledoux, maybe. If you like Tabu, maybe you'll like it, but I don't think it was her best. So I wanted to see it. I'm glad I saw it. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't the better ones. So next week I'm going to go back to the viewer alternates that we picked from, and this one, the next review I'm going to do is going to be Nirja 2018, and that was picked by AFCast4965. So that'll be the next 10ish minute review I'm going to do. I hope you enjoyed this review. In fact, I hope you enjoyed it so much that you are now going to take the time to subscribe, hit the notification button, hit that like button, and share this with anyone else you think might enjoy this. We're back. At least I'm back, and I'm going to start pumping these things out. I'm excited to watch these movies, and I'm going to throw in, because let me say one other thing. No one had an Amir Khan movie, okay? And you know how I feel about Amir Khan. So I am going to watch one in between some of these other movies that I'm watching. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys participating in the polls and the choices. As always, thank you for your loyalty, and thank you for watching, and we will talk to you soon on the next 10ish minute.